What's up everyone, this is Lord Brodyark back with another video on the state of Final Fantasy XIV, this time here to talk about relic weapons. To be more specific, the Endwalker and Dawntrail relic weapons. This has been a topic that's been discussed to death by now, but hey, it's what I want to talk about, so here we are, brothers. Ever since the first step of the Endwalker relic weapons dropped in patch 6.25, every stage for relic weapons since have primarily been completed through the use of Tomestones. You travel to a vendor, purchase 3 items for a total of 1,500 Tomestones, then trade those items in for your relic. There has been almost zero variation in this formula since patch 6.25. To put it lightly, this has been a pretty controversial design decision. But why exactly do many take issue with this form of collecting relic weapons? Well, let's go over what I believe the main issues are. What I'd say the primary issue with these Tomestone relics is that they don't encourage you to do anything new or different from what you'd already be doing otherwise. If you're trying to farm out Tomestones, what are the relevant options? Well, the two main ones would be daily roulettes and hunt trains, which happen to be exactly what you'd be doing even if there wasn't a relic. There's an argument that I've seen passed around that asks why we don't choose to do something else then, if we don't want to do roulettes or hunts, but I think that really misses the point. Those alternative options tend to be extremely slow for grinding tomes. If I wanted to farm out relics using a Colt Crescent, it would take me forever to finish a relic. Critical engagements only give 20 Tomestones apiece, while standard fates give nothing. That's a total of 75 critical engagements. Compared to doing my daily roulettes or hunt trains, that's terrible. The only efficient ways to get relics are those same ones that we have already done to death, roulettes and hunts. Oh, but why don't you just play in a suboptimal way that's more fun? I'm gonna be honest, guys. It's not our responsibility as players to go out of our way to make the game fun. This is the same reason why I don't take the existence of Nuzlockes as a good counter-argument for complaints about Pokemon's difficulty. We should not have to go out of our way to make the grind fun. A fun grind should be presented to us by the developers. They've tried to do this with the Atma or Hildebrand one-time steps, but even ignoring the issues that the Atma grind in particular had, I just don't think these one-time steps are a good method of adding fun. I'm sorry, but having an upfront one-time grind, even if we assume that it's a fun one, isn't a solution. You are still including the boring tome grind for anyone who wants more than one relic, which is a lot of us. One-time steps can work, but if added as a replacement for a real relic step rather than an addition, they don't. Now, some would argue that what the grind is shouldn't matter. What's the difference between grinding Tomestones or grinding crystals, Atmas, or memories? It's as Megamind once said, the difference is presentation. Believe it or not, presentation is an extremely important factor for a grind, and can be the difference between the player being invested or bored. For example, why do some love exploration zones but not care for fates otherwise, despite fates being the primary content of exploration zones? What's realistically the difference between a fate in an exploration zone and a normal overworld fate? It's the presentation. The presentation of fates in exploration zones put them under a completely different lens, which for some turns fates from a boring chore to something new and interesting. The same is true for grinds. We've all done roulettes and hunts a million times by now. A relic step should be something new, something that merits interest in it. We should feel that we want to do a relic step to get what we want, not that we have to do the step to get what we want. This is the issue with using Tomestones as a replacement for the relic grind. This is not presented as a new activity for us to do in order to get our relics, quite the opposite. The only difference in presentation between these relics and existing tome gear is that you need to buy a few items before you get your relic. That's not enough. There needs to be something else added to make it more interesting. What that thing is, I'm not sure. And I'm sure that statement's gonna get me comments complaining that I don't have a solution. But here's the thing, brothers. I'm not the game designer for 14. It's not my job to think up of these solutions. If it was, where in Zodiark have my paychecks been disappearing to? With that said, I think I'll finish the video here. As always, if you have something you'd like to add, let us know in the comments. Until next time, this has been Lord Brodyark. Peace.